I was about to start with good night, but I don't know if I say good night at the start of the video because you usually say good night, then you go to sleep. But it's night right now because it's like 10:40 p.m. So I don't know what to say. It's not evening anymore. English is weird. Good night, but hello, everyone. I'm trying to do a different intro to my usual videos. This is sort of more like a spontaneous. Not that my other videos aren't spontaneous. More like a spontaneous night vlog thing. I didn't plan on making this video at this time, but I just wanted to try, filming at night again and just letting my thoughts out and being raw. Not that my other videos aren't raw, but I've usually avoided filming at night for like over 6 months. No, not over 6 months, probably over 4 months because it usually wrecks my sleep. But now I'm on vacation and my sleep has been already wrecked a little bit. But yeah, sort of like a raw night vlog. Hello, welcome. I just want to explore, like I don't really have this sort of topic cooked in my head yet, like I usually do with my other videos. Talk about just having fun as an adult and also not knowing all the answers as an adult and it being okay, and just sort of trying to understand ourselves while we live life and not just selectively focus on trying to understand ourselves that we forget to live life. So I turned 27 this year, and that's a little terrifying because I was just 20 and then 22 and then 24 and now I turned 27 this year. Now I'm just admiring my jawline, excuse that. I've lost some weight since I've went overseas to Vietnam, probably because I exercise more than I do back home and I move a lot more. So, but yeah, I just noticed a difference in my jawline. What was I saying? Yes, I turned 27 and I feel like as an adult, there's a lot of responsibility, there's a lot of stress, and sort of we suppress our inner child and don't really let that part of ourselves shine that much. It's almost as if I'm talking slower because my brain is more tired, and I think it's cool because I can't always speak fast. I feel like as an adult, the inner child side, our inner child, the child part of ourselves is sort of shunned because adults are not meant to be behaving childishly or like kids things like toys. But I think there's definitely a place for our inner child in adulthood, and I think it's important to let that part shine. For example, if we're an adult who likes playing with Power Rangers, Lego, toy guns like Nerf. I actually quite enjoy playing with Nerf. If I had Nerf guns, it's actually quite fun doing like warfare with friends or something. Or if you're an adult who likes playing with dolls, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's just, I think it's very frustrating how adults who play with kids' toys are in a way looked down upon, seen as weird, seen as like something's going on with this person's head. Why is an adult playing with toys designed for kids? But in my opinion, the adult who is unashamedly, I don't know if that's a word, unashamedly, or the adult who plays with kids' toys without shame, without guilt, and the adult who lets their inner child shine, allow it to have a voice, allow it to be heard, allow it to have space, is actually the adult who wins. Because they're not suppressing this part of themselves and they're unlearning the unhelpful things that society sort of implanted in their brains from a very young age about how adults should behave. Like logically, if we ask ourselves, what is actually wrong with adults enjoying things that are designed for kids? Because I'm an adult, and the only adult things that I see really are like going to bars and clubs or raves, going to bars, drinking, going to raves, overcrowded drinking, extremely loud, obnoxious music, going to clubs, getting wasted. I mean, I feel like a lot of adult social gatherings are around that, and I'm just like, that's not for me. If it's like, if adults had like a, let's have a Nerf battle, or like, let's like just build something with these random blocks, or like a coloring in puzzle. Like honestly, that stuff is like, I would totally dig it, but that doesn't really happen in adulthood. It's a lot more like drinking, partying, and it's just like, no. I'm not saying like social gatherings with friends are like not fun, like having a meal together and like socializing. I'm not saying that's not fun, but I wish there were more diverse options for adults. More than just eating and drinking and raves and parties. Completely off topic, but I got my beard shaved when I came to Vietnam, the first day I came. I've had the beard for like a year and a half, and I've been trying to let it grow out to see its like maximum growth length when I'm on testosterone. But then it was itchy and I wanted a different, more clean look, so I got it like completely shaved off. And it's different, but it's nice, and I feel like it really like, it's a fresh start to 2024, getting this clean shave. Yeah, back to the actual video topic. Yes, as adults, I feel like there is a lot of pressure to have everything figured out. Especially, coming out of school and being like, all right, you turn 18, you're an adult now. You should have all the answers that we never taught you. Like, for me, during my teenage years and childhood, it was all about education. It was all about school. It was like hyper focus on school, and sometimes and attempting to build social connections with people and making friends. It's like schooling, grades, and socializing. And then magically, when someone turns 18 or becomes an adult, they're expected to have life figured out. And if you go down this one path, this one career path, for example, or you choose to do this one thing, you have to stick with it forever. And it's like, how do I know what I want to do, like with 100% clarity, without the possibility of ever changing paths, when I don't even know myself? Like at 18, I didn't really know myself as I do now. Like almost 9 years later, I didn't know myself. I don't know myself in the same way. Yet, big life decisions are expected to be made. And I think it's very unrealistic and it's very damaging to young people's mental health when they're expected to have their lives figured out when they don't really know themselves. And they just get to explore life in its sort of full glory, with more autonomy and more freedom, and at that age being able to do a lot more things than they were allowed to, when we're under 18 or under the adult age in our country. And it is okay to not have everything figured out. Honestly, I turned 27 this year and I don't have everything figured out, especially when it comes to career stuff and actually finding a job and clicking with a job that is sustainable long term, that doesn't burn me out after 3 months. That's something I'm still working on, and I'm 27 and I finished high school like almost 10 years ago, and then almost 10 years later, it's okay, almost 9 years later, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. I have a better idea of what I'm doing, but I don't have everything figured out. And then it's like, how can people expect 18-year-old high school students to have everything figured out at 18 when they just graduate high school, or, you know, high school education or equivalent level? It's just really weird. And it's not just education and career stuff, it's just other things in life. Something that is very common that I also hear people say, and like especially parents or adults, is like, you used to like this, but you know, now you hate this. It's weird. You used to love this, now you hate this. And it's like they find it weird that change happens in human beings as they get older, as we discover ourselves, as we know, we learn our truths, we unlearn the things that society teaches us, we unlearn who we're told we're meant to be, and then we actually find ourselves, and then things change, we evolve with time. And I think some people find that really off-putting, that, you know, this is the image of you that I have in my head. Now, the image of you I have in my head does not align with who you are right now. And it's like, I think it's like there's psychological projection of like discomfort that I'm a different person to who they thought, to who they knew in the past. It's like this sort of fixed mindset idea of like, oh, Lev was this way in this period of his life, so he must be this way apparently for the rest of his life. And that's not how humans work. Humans are complicated, we evolve, we learn every day. Like, I learn something about myself every week. Like, I have so many realizations, epiphanies, things that back then aren't obvious to me, and then one day just becomes obvious, and then the puzzle pieces click together when I've been holding all these pieces together and I don't know how it, you know, connects together, and then one day it just clicks when I have a conversation with someone, or I see my therapist and I have an epiphany, or I watch a YouTube video, or I know I experience something in life, I see something in the world that makes certain things click and things process in my brain when that specific thing, this specific input or information goes into my brain that sort of completes the picture. I think I forgot where this is going. It's something about, I was talking about not having everything figured out. Yes, humans are complicated, we evolve, we change over time, so it's okay to not have everything figured out. It's okay not to know ourselves when we turn 18 and, you know, have our entire life figured out, because life is complicated and a lot of things compound our certain perceptions and beliefs of who we are and how we see ourselves at different stages in our lives. And as things shift, as we learn new things, we unlearn old things, etc., and we have new experiences, then we sort of evolve with that information and time and knowledge and doing different things and new experiences. Just rewatched my little intro, so I remembered what I was going to say in this video. Living life while finding ourselves. I like have ideas in my head. I'm trying to figure out how to like put them into sentences, and I have like all these different ideas floating around. Give me a second. I will attempt to put everything into coherent sentences. A common theme throughout my teenage years and my adulthood is that I often focus on getting things done, and I don't just mean education or work, but also personal growth, working through different challenges in my life, like mental health issues, physical health issues, going through the LGBT journey, trans journey, and then now like navigating autism. Like, it's a lot of the time it's been focused on that, working on specific things, personal development, changing bad habits, unlearning unhelpful, damaging things, changing behaviors to fit, changing behaviors to foster a healthier, more sustainable lifestyle, etc., etc., etc. And I was saying it's all bad stuff. It's all very well and good, and it's very positive to make positive changes in our lives and trying to, purge things that aren't working for us and or are unhelpful or toxic to us. But there's like also going way too far on the other extreme that I'm living for personal development. I'm not really living and having personal development incorporate into my life. Essentially, my entire life is like personal development and bettering myself and, work and study and trying to sustain life without really living and I've been at the time of filming this video, I've been in Vietnam for 2 weeks, and being away from home and just having no responsibilities whatsoever, literally doing nothing stressful, like just, going to eat, going to have fun, going to see family, hanging out, playing Uno, eating socially together for Lunar New Year, literally having no responsibilities and also disconnecting from my habits back home, which a lot of the time, even though I'm still trying to find work that's suitable for me, I often feel the need to like do things to better myself here at home. Like, I have goals of improving music production, getting better at guitar, getting better at drums, like hobby stuff. And what else? That improving self-esteem, continuing to work on sensory management and understanding myself. And without having a formal job, I literally take all of those things, like especially music, and sort of in my head, it's like you have to do this because you have a goal, you love music, so it's sort of like I put pressure on myself to have to do it instead of like, yes, it's a goal, but it's a goal. It's not like a super serious goal. It's like I can just have fun with it. I can just play around, and eventually I'll still get better over time if I just mess around with things, because I'm still learning concepts, I'm still experimenting, I'm still learning from mistakes. If I make something or play something and I'm like, this sounds iffy, I don't like the sound of this, or this sounds a bit off, that is still in fact learning. It is still in fact improvement. But I don't see it that way. I often see it as like, you have to do this specifically and stuff. And I just put way too much pressure on myself to sort of reach the end goal without actually enjoying the process. Even with less serious things like my example of music, which is a hobby, not like I'm learning drumming, I'm learning guitar, I'm learning music production to become a professional music producer, a professional drummer, a professional guitarist. In that case, yes, I would have to take it a lot more seriously if I was wanting to make it my profession. But even with my hobbies, with the amount of pressure I put on myself, it doesn't feel like hobbies, and it just feels like a chore sometimes. And then I end up resenting it. And I'm trying not to do that. And I realize I do that at home, because when I'm here, away from that environment, away from my normal, I let loose a lot more. I don't feel as stressed. I don't feel as like obligated to myself to have to do certain things. And this is where the living life comes in, is I'm trying to work on living life while learning and not make improvement my entire life. It's like I can still live life and enjoy life, and I will still learn, I will still learn and grow in the process. And if I just like honestly do micro bits every day and it not feeling like a chore at all, then compounded over time, I will make a whole lot of progress without realizing that I'm actually doing things every day to reach that progress. In my head, it's really weird. It's just like you have to do a lot or a substantial amount in order for it to like, count. And I'm trying to break away from that mindset because it's very damaging and discouraging because I just think, oh, if I don't do a lot, then it's pretty much useless later on. Whereas in reality, and then that makes me do nothing. Whereas in reality, if I do a little bit, even micro amounts every day, over time, it will actually add up to a lot more than doing nothing from discouragement because I think I have to do a lot for it to count. Yeah, and that can apply to anything in life. Like we can learn while living life and not just making self-improvement our life. Because that way we just actually we live to improve ourselves, but we're not improving ourselves to live our lives and enjoy it. There's a funny story. I used to resent making YouTube videos, and it's because I had a weird system in my head and like a weird like rule. It's like a self-imposed law that I had to follow, otherwise I couldn't make videos. And it's the weird rules created by me and imposed by me. It's like I had to film videos, edit videos, and then post them immediately, one after the other. Like after I filmed, I had to edit right away and I had to post right away. Otherwise, I would not make a video. And I did this like, not last year, but the 2022 a lot. And I reached a point where I resented it. I resented making videos because I'm like, I can't be bothered doing all three at once. But then I also don't want to not film videos when I have energy. And then after I resented it, I took a break from making videos to sort of reset myself and be like, sort of get my head straight. And after I came out of that break of making videos, and then I realized, why the hell do I have to keep doing this? It's clearly not working for me. Otherwise I wouldn't resent it so much. It's clearly not working for me. Something has to change. And then I changed the way I made videos. And then I actually enjoy making videos instead of resenting making videos, because I just use the energy I have. So if I have a lot of energy and I want to make a lot of videos, I have a lot of ideas I need to get out, and I feel like talking on camera, I will often mass film videos. Like sometimes I'll film 2 or 3 videos in one day, or like in that week where I have a lot of energy, then I'll film videos, but not necessarily edit and post them right away. Sometimes I do if I want to, not because of my weird self-imposed law that no longer exists. But sometimes I would leave them for like weeks before I'm like, oh, okay, I feel like editing, I'm gonna edit now and post. So I film videos when I feel like it, and then I edit videos when I feel like it and post. But it's not like I force myself to edit or film videos or post when I don't feel like posting. So I've been like a lot more flexible with that to myself, and it actually makes me enjoy the process a lot more than forcing myself to do it because of self-imposed rules. It's like this video, I didn't plan on filming this video tonight. I actually got home feeling pretty tired because I ate something that my gut didn't like, and then I had bathroom runs today, and then I actually feel like drained, but then I felt like making a video, so I took out the camera and the mics and I made a video. But if I did feel like making a video, I wouldn't have made a video. So it's good to have flexibility, and this makes this also links to like living life. It's like if we feel like being spontaneous and we have the energy for it and we genuinely want to do it, and you know, we don't like hurt ourselves or something like that, or hurt other people, then you know, go for it. But if we don't feel like doing something that's like, say it's not like work, or it's not like an assignment with a deadline, it's like just things that aren't serious responsibilities, then just exert your autonomy, exert your self-control and your, you know, your right to make your own decisions and do what you want, as long as you know you don't go murder someone or like wreak havoc on your neighbor's house or something like that. You know, be responsible. I'm not saying go out and do whatever the hell you want. You know, be responsible. Like, don't be a menace to society. But other than that, you know, go for your life. That's all the thoughts I have for this spontaneous 10:40 p.m. video. I don't know what time it is now. The clock over there doesn't turn on unless I turn on the TV. But yeah, that's all the thoughts I had for this video. I definitely spoke slower and more softly than I did in the other video I filmed earlier today, where I had a lot more energy. But you know, I like this vibe. I like seeing, you know, I like pacing myself at different speeds. Sometimes when I have a lot of energy, I talk really fast. Sometimes I slow down like this. And it's good for me to express myself in different ways. And, you know, according to my energy levels. Yeah, this is more chill and less fast talking. Yeah, I hope you all have a great night as I'm filming this at night, or good morning, great morning, evening, afternoon, night, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you in the next video.